Whether you're driving your truck through traffic or off-roading, rock chips will always damage your paint. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We all know that trucks take on a ton of wear and tear, especially the paint when it comes to daily driving it. But something that can save your Raptors paint value and your peace of mind is paint protection film, otherwise known as PPF. And I know it's just a truck at the end of the day, but hear me out. We all know that the Raptor is not a typical show pony. It is meant for the outdoors, the gravel road, branches, the flying debris, rain or shine. But at the end of the day, all that fun means one big problem, and that is paint damage. I had to put a hat on because the wind started picking up unexpectedly and I don't want my hair flying everywhere. But as I was saying, with each car wash, you're gonna notice that those rocks, bugs, and dirt buildup during the rainy seasons can chip and scratch your paints, which means that your bumper is gonna wear and tear a whole lot faster. And trust me, fixing those rock chips can be a nightmare sometimes because even the factory paint pen does not color match your paint. I've already done it, and trust me, it can be a little bit lighter, it can be a little bit darker, and it's not gonna fix the fact that the dent from the chip is gonna still be there and it's gonna be noticeable to you. And if you're like me, it's gonna bother you too. And sure, you can wash your truck regularly, but it's still not gonna stop the damage from happening. And this is where PPF comes into play. I think that looks a whole lot better. So what exactly is paint protection film? So PPF is a clear wrap that is made of a durable film that is applied directly to your car's painted surfaces. It acts as a shield against the elements, protecting it from small rock chips to minor scratches to even UV rays that can fade your paint over time. And trust me, you don't want to know the feeling of having a big scratch directly on your paint, because I'm speaking from experience. There are some films that are self-healing, which means that small scratches or scuffs will disappear when exposed to heat, for example, if you leave it out in the sun. There are other options like gloss, matte, or even color shifting that you can decide which one works best for you and personalize it a little bit more. Let's jump into some of the benefits of having PPF on your truck, because PPF is not cheap. It's gonna cost you a few $1,000s, especially if you want to wrap your entire truck. So before you spend your money, let's go ahead and jump into the first big reason, which is paint protection. And washing your truck that has PPF makes the process go by a whole lot faster, because the film makes it difficult for dirt, bird droppings, and tree sap to stick to the surface. So all you need to really do is just a quick wash and wipe it down, and your truck looks good as new, which also means that you're not going to have watermarks on your paint. And since you don't need to worry about swirl marks and you want to be lazy, you can just use a waterless wash, wipe it down, and nobody will know. Up next is resale value. If you do plan on selling your Raptor in the future, the first thing that the buyer is going to judge is honestly the paint. People tend to offer less for a truck if it has a lot of swirl marks, watermarks, rock chips, scratches, versus a truck with minimal damage. Another plus is if you do ever happen to get into an accident, you can report to the insurance that you had PPF and you can get money back, so that way you can get that reinstalled. All that said, down the line, it can help get you a better price for your truck. Number 3, scratch resistant. We all know that Raptors are longer and wider than most trucks, which makes parking a little bit of a struggle, especially when parking spots are already small. And PPF helps prevent the daily wear and tear that scratches your paint. For example, that door ding when somebody parks right next to you, the shopping cart that somebody left before, or even just branches from when you're off-roading. And since this is my first truck, I wanted PPF because I wanted to take it off-roading. And the first time that I did, I got a scratch on my passenger door, and it sucked because I literally had the appointment for PPF the following week, and funny enough, the exact place where I got scratched was right over there. So don't do what I did. Get PPF first. Number 4, how to pick the right PPF for your Raptor. Now, there are a few things that come to mind because not all films are created equal. Some are thicker and more durable to withstand harsher conditions, versus others tend to be just a little bit more thinner, and some of them are self-healing. I personally like self-healing because it means that any rock chips or any scratch will just eventually fade away if I leave it out in the sun. But if you hit something as big as like a ladder on the freeway, then no amount of PPF PPF is going to protect your paint or your car from that kind of damage. So just consider where you'll be driving your Raptor and the amount of wear and tear that would happen. Some of the biggest brands for PPF are Expel, 3M, and Suntech. Number 5, install and cost. Now, you can totally install PPF on your own, or you can go the route I did and just have somebody else install it for you. So depending on what your budget is, you can really find something that ends up working for you. Now, you can get the high impact areas, which is going to be partial PPF. Now, that can cost somewhere about like $500, give or take a few $100s, or you can get the whole thing completely wrapped, which is going to be more expensive just in itself because more material is being used. So that can range you a few $1,000s. And again, it's just going to depend on the type of film that you end up selecting. Moving on to what I got. So I ended up picking Expel Fusion because I wanted something that was self-healing, hydrophobic, and I got it in gloss because I just prefer the shiny look. And on days 3 and 4, it still looks pretty clean after washing the truck, except for today because I did go off-roading. But trust me on this, it makes the whole washing process go by a whole lot easier, especially drying because it is hydrophobic, so there's less water for me to dry off. There are other things that you can wrap that don't have paint, such as the sill plates, the pillars, sometimes your front bumper that's metal, you can get that wrapped as well, including the rear bumper, also your fenders. A few other things that you are going to want to get wrapped though are like your side mirrors and also your handles because they do stick out quite a bit in the Raptor. To sum it up, getting PPF on your Raptor isn't just about aesthetics, it's about protecting your investment, keeping your truck looking its best longer, and preventing damage that will cost you big in the long run. Even if you do get a panel repainted, it can still differ from the rest of the paint and it can look a little odd. So if you want to keep your Raptor looking good as new for years to come, don't skip on PPF. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today. Leave your comments down below on what your thoughts are on PPF. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Drive safe. Bye! Bet you can't do that if you didn't have PPF.